Tigray is 75. He is becoming a refugee in Sudan for the second time in his life. He was a teenager when he first fled. Now he wants a resolution to the current conflict, but thinks it won't come easy.
They will not agree on anything unless the world intervenes.
And guess what? We're just keeping it real. Stay tuned. Now today we are talking about the crisis in Ethiopia, which I think is really important we get to discuss it. Now I'm not going to talk to you like I'm taking sides as to if I'm standing for the government or if I'm standing for the Tigray people. You have to decide that in the comment section based on what you know about the situation, because I'm still getting to follow up the news and I think it is really disturbing that this is happening in Africa. Now, just a little background for those of you who may not really understand what is going on.
After reports emerged of a massacre of civilians in the Tigray region, eyewitnesses blamed Tigrayan forces loyal to the northern region's TPLF party, but they've denied this. They accuse the government soldiers of killing civilians in air raids.
In 2018, the Prime Minister was, appointed into power by the name Minister Abiy Ahmed, who won even a Nobel Prize for actually settling the long-standing conflict between Ethiopia and Eritrea, which is a neighboring country. Now, if you look at the particular zone where these countries are, you can see the Sudan, and we have Eritrea, and also we have Ethiopia, which I think are very much close to each other. But talking about Ethiopia now, which is the main point of this video, more of like a reaction discussion as we get to talk about it in the comment section, because I like to really interact with my audience to understand what they think. In case maybe you're watching this and you're from Ethiopia, you might give me your own perspective as to what you think is going on right there, because I also try to understand what is going on in Africa and ways of which we can also get to, change or turn things around by media. People are dying, people are displaced everywhere, just like what is happening in my home country, Nigeria. We have Boko Haram, and today we have Amatekun, tomorrow we have the IPOB, people struggling here and there. So when it comes to Africa, I think having conflict or internal conflict within the region is actually something really, I wouldn't say it's normal, but it's something that I think is just an African thing. Is it because our colonial masters left us this way, or made us, fight among ourselves, or because we have originally always had that ethnic, wars and issues between each other? That I don't really understand. But if I were to judge myself based on how I am too, sometimes to some extent, I try to look at ethnicity, what makes me different from you and all that. But in the real sense, I think Africans should always get to see themselves as one, but self-interest cannot really be taken out of what it is that really does exist in Africa.
In addition to the emerging humanitarian crisis, there are further challenges to consider. There are major concerns regarding food security, which was already critical before the start of the armed conflict. Large areas were already on the path towards food insecurity because of the unprecedented locust invasions, which had a severe impact on crop harvests.
Come on, with the whole situation around the world, meeting people physically is not something you should do, right? But that aside, in this video we'll be discussing things that are really important about Africa, of which my very good friend here, whom I've just introduced to you, has a lot more to say. Coming up.
You can be that great generation.
And guess what? Now, the government claimed that the Tigray forces attacked the government forces in the region and even tried to make away with weapons. Could that be true or not true? That we don't know entirely, but what the news is saying is exactly that. And now more troops had to be sent to the region, which had actually led to people being displaced. And you can hear people even saying on some news, like I've watched some videos on BBC, where people themselves say that the military coming into the region even, kind of displaced them, burned their houses and all. So is the military coming into the Tigray region for the people, like the civilians? Because there was actually hundreds of people actually died in Ethiopia as a result of this conflict, which I think is even developing the more. But one thing that is actually important for you to notice is that the Tigray people are actually very organized, which I think is very, I don't know how to say, unlike what is happening in my own home country, Nigeria, whereby the force is actually very, very centralized. Okay, so aside the fact that they have more of like this federal system of government, the TPLF doing their own stuff in isolation right there in the Tigray region is making the federal government, or would I say the assumed fact that the federal government now want to centralize power instead of actually making it how it was before. Because at on the onset, from my own understanding, which I wouldn't say I know entirely what is really going on there in Ethiopia to its full detail or really understand the truth, but you watching me right now can get to tell me what you think is going on right there if you are from Ethiopia, because I would like to understand more as I get to discuss this particular issue right now in Ethiopia. So from my own understanding, the TPLF actually were the majority people, or would I say the majority stakeholders in the coalition party that actually ruled Ethiopia right from 1991, which till 2018, when there was some, I don't think, maybe I wouldn't call it issues or whatever, that made the prime minister to resign for Mr. Abiy Ahmed to actually take on power as the prime minister. But creating a new party now out of the old party that did exist might be also the genesis of why this issue is happening in the region, or would I say in Ethiopia. So looking at it right now, one thing I don't like myself, watching what is developing in Africa, is just that when they have all these fights, all these wars, there are people that are benefiting from it, and a lot of people are going to be on the losing end. And it's as if wars and struggles and fights and all that is becoming more of like a lucrative engine for some people, because come on, the weapons that are used to fight and all that, they are bought from somewhere and they get depleted and more still comes. So no way, some way, somehow, where there are wars and fights like that in a particular region, some people are gaining, many people are losing. But when people are dying because of power, when people are displaced because of such conflicts, which may take a long time to end, right? People are saying that the Tigray people are very, very organized, and it's not like just maybe what is happening in Nigeria with the IPOB, whereby it's as if it's just a small group of people, and it's not as if like that really, really like getting that traffic or that attention, or what is actually happening is being that effective. I'm not saying that they're not like really agitating for what they want or something. I don't really, not like I don't understand what is going on, but I understand the situation in my home country, Nigeria, when it comes to, this whole ethnic thing too, the president or the leader always having to be from the north, and, all of those things, okay? But looking at the long run, all right, it's really, really, really important to have this particular balance of, or even distribution of power if we are very ethnocentric, if I could use that word. I don't know if there's a word like that in the dictionary, but like I like to keep it real, that none of what I say is scripted, but I'm just speaking from my mind based on how I understand the situation developing right now in Ethiopia, which, come on, there has been a 6 good months, I think, state of emergency, which I don't know if that is going to be really, really followed up with by the people in the Tigray region. But I'm just hoping this doesn't really escalate that much to being a civil war, even in this present time. Now, I know COVID has hit everyone really hard, and a lot of things are not really going the way it's supposed to go. So now, bringing this with the hard time people are already facing, and now also having such wars and all. Come on, people had to travel, like flee from the Tigray region, which is actually sharing a border also with Sudan. So Sudan has also said that they're gonna shelter most of them, which I think is good. But if this continues, all right, the Tigray region, which had always also been in a long-standing issue with their neighboring country, which is the Eritrea region, might bring them into this conflict. And imagine if forces are coming from, let's say, maybe the central government, okay, to the Tigray region, and also Eritrea forces are coming on the people in the Tigray region. will Tigray be able to survive such, attacks that comes from different places? But I understand that the Tigray people have their own forces, which I think I'm not gonna say it's super cool, like cool, as if I'm playing video games or something. But speaking as an African, speaking as someone that is concerned about things going on in Africa, looking at the developing stories of what is happening, I think this is not good for the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to actually be witnessing this, not even up to 4 years of being in power, which I think is not good. So I would like to know what you think about what is going on right now in Ethiopia, because I really want to understand, the unfolding stories. I don't really have that much of Ethiopian friends, but also being a student and someone that has also, been watching what is developing in Africa and making many African friends, even though I'm outside of Africa right here. I've gotten to meet people from different countries, but I'm yet to meet someone from Ethiopia. The last time I was in Ethiopia was when I was traveling all the way to where I am now. So I stopped at Addis Ababa, and that was just the site of Ethiopia I saw. But Ethiopia, I think it's a very great country. The country I think, is doing well compared to maybe some other countries in Africa, and it's actually, really, really booming in infrastructure and development. But wars and fights like this is what actually brings countries down, bring development down, and make things not really work well and take Africa to the height it's supposed to be.
So the question is not just about be writing into the hashtags or trying to feel among in the whole Black Lives Do Matter thing. But what really does matter is searching our hearts as blacks, as Africans, and asking ourselves, do we have that love we should have for a fellow black man? Whether it's in the US, whether it's in Nigeria, whether it's in South Africa, whether it's in Zimbabwe, whether it's in Uganda, anywhere in the world. Because if Africans don't learn to love each other, to unite and work together, you may have people like this still make us cry we can't breathe. United we stand, and divided we fall. Thanks for watching.